Hi there, welcome to a new episode of an Odd Day Review, and I'm your host PJ. In today's episode, I'm going to review the movie The Invisible Man. The movie is based on a science fiction story written by H.G. Wells way back in 1897. It has been more than 100 years, and this is perhaps one technological innovation that we have yet not cracked it. But who knows? Maybe in the future there will be a possibility to become invisible. Well, this particular story has been made into movies multiple times. There was a movie called A Hollow Man, which was actually loosely based on this story way back in 2000, starring Kevin Bacon and Elizabeth Shue. And there have been some versions of The Invisible Man even in the black and white era. But this particular installment was recently made in 2020. I was waiting to see it, was eagerly waiting for it to come on OTT. So here's my review of The Invisible Man. The movie is actually available on Netflix, and it's a very engaging thriller. The movie stars Elizabeth Ross. You will remember her from The Handmaid's Tale, Mad Men. She's a fabulous actress. And there are a host of other cast members who support her in this movie, but the movie is entirely on her. Elizabeth Ross plays this character called Cecilia, who's married to Adrian, who's a tech genius. And he is a genius in optical technology, where he makes those fabulous products which are far into the future. Now she's in an abusive marriage relationship. She's afraid of Adrian, who controls her, obsesses over her, and he's basically also abusive to her. Now that backdrop is not shown, but the relationship is explained in that way, where in the beginning she's trying to flee from his house. She wants to escape him, and she takes the help of her sister Emily, who's a cop, and finally ends up far away from him into a city where now she's staying with Emily's friend, who's also a cop, called James, and James has a daughter, and three of them are staying together. 2 weeks later, she comes to know that Adrian is dead. He killed himself. She refuses to believe, because she knows that Adrian is so obsessed with her that he will try and find her at any cost, and he cannot kill himself. But that's the news that she gets. And soon after, Adrian's brother, Tom, played by Michael Dorman, calls her. He's a lawyer, and he reads out the will and tells her that Adrian has left her enormous amount of wealth, provided of course she meets certain conditions. While all of that is happening, she still feels psyched by Adrian. She's so psyched that she's fearful of getting out of the house, even to go and collect the mail. And that's the kind of fear Adrian has on her, and that's something that it kind of stays with her. And after his death, she starts feeling a little relief that maybe it's all true and now she can live freely. But then soon after, she starts feeling a presence in the house, and she can't pinpoint what that is. There are subtle signs that makes her feel that there's somebody's watching over her. And she's fearful that, is it Adrian? Is he really dead? Or is he, trying to use some kind of his optical technology to become invisible and stalk her? And that part of the sequence of the movie is absolutely fabulously done. Of course, later part in the movie, the Invisible Man character does get revealed, and there is a twist to the story there. And I will leave the twist for you to enjoy, so I'm not going to reveal much on it. But it is something that you would not expect towards the end of the movie. But coming back to how this entire sequence has been shot, where she feels that presence is absolutely unnerving even when you're seeing it. For example, she's sitting on her bed, she's watching the window, she feels there's someone there, and she obviously doesn't see anybody there. But that entire sequence of how she starts feeling that presence, as an audience you also start feeling the same. The way it has been shot, with a slow camera movement towards the window, a little bit of sound, hardly any music, kind of gives you that same eerie feeling, the same creepy feeling that there's someone there. And I'm sure if you watch this movie and later on when you are alone at home in the room, if you start getting the same sense, I would not be surprised. It's been shot beautifully. And Elizabeth Ross, she's fabulous. The entire movie runs on her acting, her performance, the fear that she feels when she knows there's someone there and she can't figure it out. She brings all the emotive expressions on her face, is absolutely fabulous. Later on, when she tries to prove it that there's someone there, and it has to be Adrian who's obsessed with her, no one believes her. They think that she has a mental problem. So that entire play of being considered as a mental patient, whereas she knows that's not true, is fabulously done by her. Overall, a very taut, engaging thriller that I would recommend that you should see it. It's very enjoyable. It's very gripping. It's something that I'm sure if you like this kind of movies, you will love it. So that's The Invisible Man. The story still holds true, quite a grip, H.G. Wells story, and the way it has been filmed and projected in this movie is absolutely fabulous. So do go check it out on Netflix. Thank you for watching my reviews. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. If you like them, please pass on to your friends and family and ask them to subscribe. If you can't see my reviews on YouTube, you can always check them out on Spotify or Apple Podcast as a podcast. If you do listen in, please share your review and a 5-star rating so others can find it. I look forward to bring more interesting reviews for all of you. Till next time, signing off. Bye-bye.